Thank you very much. It's clearly a pleasure to be here. Actually, it's more than a pleasure. I'm really proud. Most of you know that the NIHR was my idea. It wouldn't be here without a team, a wonderful team, centrally, the commissioning centres, and then these amazing researchers you've heard from. But I can remember many knocks and pushes from people, particularly industry, who said, you'll never get it there. And we, arguably, with our strategy, Best for Research for Best Health, were the first to recognise, because it's our mission, that the NHS and research had a duty to not only improve health, but also wealth, and that we had a role to play. And I think one of the wonderful things is how everyone has come together around that. And we've come together as funders. It's lovely to see John here. I was at his meeting yesterday. We work incredibly closely together as funders, the research councils, the charities, the Wellcome Trust, I was there earlier this morning, NIHR and NHS. And we do it because we care. Why do I, as Chief Medical Officer, when I've got rather a lot of things on my plate, Ebola, flu, drift from the vaccine, all of that, still hold R&D and mentor it and have it? It's because I care about this with a passion, because we're all making the tanker shift, because we are making a difference. And you heard some of those stories. And I'm so proud of those stories. And I knew a bit about them, but it's great to hear the ones I managed to hear. We're accused we're an alphabet soup, and I think we possibly are, and we'll have another go at simplifying after the election. But actually, the system has grown and looks complex because people have different needs. Researchers need different infrastructure. Patients need different interactions. We need different ways of working with industry. So we tried to make it easy for industry to have Knockery, led by Mark, very ably, but a super team, as a single point of entry, so that that complexity was not your complexity, it was ours. We wanted to make it easy for you to get in. And I think that's worked pretty well. We know that the research evidence is improving health, and if it was all picked up by the NHS, it would improve it vastly more. We know that particularly with the Research Council, MRC, we have transformed the experimental medicine and translational landscape through what we're doing. We're all trying to work through these different ways to make it better. And I think the stories that you've heard today, in high disease burden, vision, musculoskeletal, mental health, high disease burden that matter to every one of our families, matter to the public, matter for employment, are beautiful stories. But don't go away thinking we've shown you our best. We've shown you some good ones. We've got masses more. And I went yesterday to open West Wing I went from Whitehall to West Wing, so that gave number 10 some entertainment, which is a new research ward at the Marsden Hospital. Over 500 live studies with commercial companies bringing new drugs through. The slickest stuff I've ever seen. Just amazing, with patients flying in from the States to get their treatment and be on the trials. And that was NIHR that underpinned that. Support from Cancer Research UK and others to make this really become a reality, and actually their charity fund to finally put the icing on the cake. This is a partnership effort of which NIHR is a very important bit. But I hope that all of you recognise how it is a partnership effort and how we are all open for business with industry and with everyone who needs to work with us, most particularly for the patients. So I was told I had to give you a call to action. I think that we're just getting to the point with all our partnerships, I'll ask John over a drink afterwards, where this is beginning to pay off for patients and for industry, that things are happening. So my call to action is that industry sticks with us and helps us through the next comprehensive spending review, which is going to be an austere one, and has the confidence to support us as third parties, both us and the research councils, in getting their budgets. Because if we stop now, the country will be the poorer. I can see it, I hope you've seen it, and let me tell you that over the road where I've just come from, they listen to you more than me. I know that's silly, but they do. So my call to action is for you to keep faith with us, because you can see it's changed, it's beginning to deliver. We promise you, John and I, far more if you stick with us. But thank you for sticking with us for the afternoon.